Okay, hi Jess, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for your patience and coming into the space. So I believe you met David at reception and he took you through our information pack and our welcome pack.
Oh, yeah.
So that described things about our confidentiality policy, our sort of payment policy, cancellation policy. So what I do like to do with new clients is just to touch base on the confidentiality, because it is quite important, just to make sure you understand what was in that document. So again, this is a safe and confidential space for you to share how you're feeling, and I certainly won't be extending that to anyone else. There are some instances that I probably would share information, and that would be if or it appears that you might be in a position of harming yourself or someone else. And I would try and get in contact with you before I actually alerted anyone. Sometimes that is the case, and sometimes I can't get in contact. But just so you know, in most instances, it's totally confidential.
Yeah.
Did you have any questions about any of the information pack? Yeah, you feel okay?
I feel okay, yeah.
Cool. So if at any time during our work together you do have questions about how any of that works, feel free to either give David at reception a buzz or you can talk about it with me in session. Yeah.
No, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Serious. Yeah. Thank you.
Pleasure. Yeah. So you made it to the service okay? How did you travel by car or?
Yeah, I drove.
You drove and that was okay?
Oh, everything's a bit of a shit time, but yeah, it was okay. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it a long drive for you?
No, it's okay. I mean, I live like 40 minutes away.
Okay.
I'm just, do you know the Hewen is like maybe 40 minutes
40
down
minutes?
of Hobart.
Okay,
Yeah.
still a bit of a drive for you, so yeah.
Yeah, you get used to it when you live, rurally, you start to get used to the drive, but, never really liked driving. Yeah.
So how long, have you always not liked driving?
I guess actually, like lately it's been a little bit harder. I think I feel a little bit overwhelmed by everything at the moment. So, even something I've been doing for so long just feels there's this other thing I'm going to do.
And is that why you've come to session today? Or is that sort of what you'd like to talk about within this space is that overwhelmed feeling?
Yes, absolutely. That is why I'm here today.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, well done coming here. It is a courageous thing to actually come and talk about how you're feeling. So just and it's totally fine. Whatever you want to share within that, you can be totally kind of honest within that space. I suppose just to backtrack a little bit with you, Jess.
Yeah.
Before I ask a few more questions about how that experience is for you, just to get a bit of an understanding about how I work as well. What we'll do during this session is just have a look at some of your concerns in the first instance. And down the track, if you do choose to work with me, continuing, we'll come up with a bit of plan about how we sort of look at some of those issues for you.
Okay.
So you talked about then just being quite overwhelmed, and you talked about living rurally. What's your life like? Do you have a family that you live with rurally that you'd like to share a little bit more information about?
Yeah. I think that like a large part of the stress at the moment comes from what's going on there.
Yeah.
So I live with my partner. We've been together for just like 5 years now.
Okay.
I have a 6-year-old daughter with him, but then he has a 17-year-old son who's just moved back into the house. We haven't been getting along.
With the
17-year-old son. Yeah. He spends most of his time in his room smoking bombs, doesn't help at all, and I just, I don't know what to do about him. If I'm meant to do anything about him, he's not my son, he's 17, can he sort of zone stuff out? I don't know, I feel that that's part of it.
Have you been able to talk about how you feel with your partner?
No, I haven't been able to bring it up. I just feel like I should just be able to cope. And he has another son, but not my son, who's in he's in care all the time. He has like non-verbal autism.
Okay.
And my partner is loving and beautiful, and they have a wonderful relationship, but he spends a lot of time supporting him. He wasn't able to have him with him at home, but he wants to spend as much time with him as possible. He's really involved in the care, and I want them to have that relationship. So I feel really, I just feel like I should just be able to manage home, manage everything. Don't want to talk to him about it. It just feels all too much at the moment.
Well, that does sound a lot to put on yourself to sort of do all of that. So it's understandable maybe that you're having some of these feelings of overwhelm. So if I'm hearing you right, it sounds like there's a lot of, whether perceived or not, or real, like you're feeling a lot of pressure to keep up the home while your partner is spending quite a bit of energy focusing on his other sons. And also with the introduction of the 17-year-old into the house, that's a real game changer in terms of your house dynamic. So it's new.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't thought about it like that, but yeah, that's true.
And tell me, how has your 6-year-old felt, or how has she gone through this development?
I think it's been challenging for her, and I think that's also part of my struggle and like what's feeding my anxiety as well, because I just haven't been able to check in with her. I haven't been able to give her the support and care that I want to. So I'm starting to feel guilty and ashamed of like how I'm not supporting her. And it becomes this big spiral, because I think it has been really hard for her. And, she's always felt a little bit like, where's Dad?
Yeah.
And he's great with her as well, of course. But I just, so I feel like with the introduction of the 17-year-old, on top of everything else, she's like, but why, and who is he? And Dad's not here to like explain who he is, and I'm not able to support her because I'm so wrapped up in my own stuff. Anyway, it's a lot.
It is a lot. So you've got a lot on your plate.
I've got a lot on my plate.
You have a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
And you're a human.
Yeah.
So I think, thank you for coming and sharing that.
Yeah.
And I think what we'll do during our sessions together, sort of based on what you've shared with me now, what we might look at, and maybe your major concern here is like dealing with that overwhelm and anxiety, but it's around communication skills, in communicating with potentially the rest of your family about what your needs are. So does that feel like it could be something that, am I reading you right, as to maybe that might be an area that we can focus on for us working together? Yeah. And this can go, we can have as many sessions as you'd like or you need as well.
And how often are they?
So we will have sessions probably every fortnight to a month, depending on your schedule, and they'll go for about 50 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
And you make all the bookings with David at reception, just depending on your availability, also depending on your financial situation as well. So I'll work with you in the scheduling of that to make sure that it can meet some of those needs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How are you feeling about this process so far, or how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good, actually. It's good just to go blah. I feel like I don't have anywhere else in my life that I can put this.
Yes.
So it's just all in my head all of the time.
Yes.
And even just saying it out loud is really good.
Right.
And really, it was good to kind of think about my needs being important and like worth paying attention to. I think often I forget about that and I'm like everyone else. But I think that you're right, that it does come back to thinking about some of how I support myself, and then I can support other people, because right now I can't do anything for anyone. I'm just like, everything's chaos, including at work, and it feels all a bit out of my control. So this feels good. This feels good.
You actually shared a lot of insight right there about, you know, just how you're sort of feeling, but just know we'll go step by step.
Okay.
Step by step.
Yeah.
So the first thing, you know, that we'll do is we'll just talk when we move through our other sessions, is just really come to understand what you're feeling and some of those dynamics. And then we'll continue on and come up with a plan together on what the priorities are and what you would like to deal with.
Yes.
And we will take it from there.
Oh, amazing. It sounds really good.
Okay.
Sounds really, really good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And please make your appointment with David at reception.
Okay. Yep.
And if you've got any questions again about any of the ins and the outs or the details, please do ask some questions.
Ask questions. Good.
Okay.
Thanks, Krystal.
Thanks, Jess.